What's going on, everybody? It's your boy SHADOWxlxHUNTER here. Today we're going to do a build on the Jeep Trackhawk. I really like this thing as a grip vehicle. I never had any luck with it, but at the same time I also don't grip drive that much. I'm not really a circuit racer, I'm more of a drifter. But as a drift car, truck, SUV, it's pretty nice. Well, what we have here is it's pretty much fully upgraded. That's how I build my cars. I like having everything. We don't have aero on it, so we don't have the splitter or the spoiler. We are on sport tires, as you can see there. And we don't have the wrong way. And we don't have the roll cage in. We have the chassis support, but no roll cage. I wanted to save a little bit of weight. I didn't really want to weigh this thing down. But it's at, the 1,047 horsepower that you can get out of this thing. I love it. It's a lot of fun. So I'm just doing some final tuning here. I'm going to actually go over the tuning specs now, right, so you can see it. So here's the tune that we got in it. I lowered the tire pressure quite a bit in the back so that way we can get a little bit more grip out of it. It felt a little slippery and it was kind of twitchy and tail happy, so I put a little bit more grip in the back and been a lot better. The gearing, I actually left the gearing alone. I think the gearing is fine. So we're looking at negative 2.5 degrees of front camber, negative 1.6 degrees of rear camber, half a degree of toe out and a half a degree of toe in for the back, and then the caster's cranked all the way up as usual. I pulled the sway bars down a little bit and increased the front. This is to make it so it's not super oversteery. It doesn't twitch as much, and lowered the rear springs down so that way, again, a little bit more grip in the back. Same thing here with the rebound stiffness and the bump stiffness. I put it a little bit softer in the back than I normally would, just so that way it has a little bit more squat, a little bit more bite. Balance, brake balance, I always put it at about 53% forward. When I'm in a corner, I like to tap the front brakes to slow the car down a little bit and keep the front end where I wanted to do, maybe tuck the front end in a little bit more. And the rear is fully locked on acceleration and decels at 75%. So that is our tuning situation. What's going on, everybody? I'm here with a voiceover. This was the second public match I've done with the Trackhawk after finishing the tune up a little bit more after the little small tweaks. I have to say this thing's surprisingly good and it's really fast. If you pay attention to the gameplay here, as the race goes on, as I get farther into it, I get more comfortable with the car. This is the type of track that the Trackhawk is amazing at. It's set up for very fast tracks. I should say it's set up for very fast tracks. That's my comfort level. I really like fast sweeping tracks, so this is perfect for me. As you can see, I pretty much link the whole track every lap. It's like kind of one continuous drift. This thing has a lot of horsepower, and coming to that first corner on a couple of these laps, I'm in 6th gear drifting, trying to keep this thing going, keep the flow up, and it's just, this thing has so much power. It's 1,000 horsepower and it's just flying. This thing weighs just under 1,000, or I believe this thing weighs just under 4,000 pounds. It's not too terribly heavy. I mean, it is heavy, but it was over 5,000 pounds when it was factory. I'm just surprised at how good it does. This is kind of right up my alley. In public lobbies that I've noticed, you hardly ever see people drifting things outside of the standard cars. So somebody drifting a Trackhawk is going to stand out quite a bit, and I did. The cool thing about this race here is I thought I was going to lose. I'm 2-3 laps in here and I'm down over 10,000 points. So I thought for sure that I wasn't going to be able to come back from this, but this is kind of like a nice hero story here of me coming back from being stuck in 3rd and 4th. I do manage to take my lead back towards the end, and I win the lobby by over 15,000 points ahead of second place, which is awesome. Like I said, I kind of get into a groove here on the last few minutes, and I take off like a rocket ship. I love this car. After getting used to it, tweaking it, and getting the twitchiness ironed out of it, like we talked about in the tune, this thing is just a rocket ship. The softening up that rear suspension just a little bit allows this thing to get that much more bite, and it just takes off. It's wonderful. I do have this tune up on the storefront for you guys. If you guys want to try this tune, let me know what you guys think about it. As you can see here, I won this lobby with it. I think every drift video I've put up, or drift build I've put up so far, I've won the lobby that I'm in, which is kind of cool because I usually finish the build, finish getting it all tweaked up, do a test lap, record, and then jump into a public lobby. So most of the time I'm not sitting there with the car getting 4 or 5 days of practice with the car before I jump into a public lobby. Usually I'm jumping in right away, and I'm still winning with these cars, which is awesome. So I think that either speaks a lot about how well these cars are. So another thing I want to talk about is my goals kind of for this channel. As you can see, I kind of like drifting odd vehicles, trucks. I do want to get back into supercars. I've been drifting since Forza Motorsports 3. I started off doing, I'm a big GM Corvette guy. I like my Camaros and Trans Ams, and I do like Fords. I like my Mustangs. So I pretty much stuck to Mustangs and Camaros and Corvettes and Trans Ams, and then I branched out and started doing some 240s and some other imports. Well, I've been using those cars since Forza Motorsport 3, and at the end of Forza 6, I started getting really bored of drifting the same old car all the time, or the same types of cars all the time. So I started drifting supercars, and I really liked it and enjoyed it. I haven't been playing Forza 7 as much, and lately I am, now that I'm making a lot of videos on it. So for now, I'm going to keep doing these oddball. I intend to do the oddball drift cars. I might do some popular ones. I might do a few 240 tunes and all that. See if I can still drift those cars as good as I used to. But I would like to keep it more based around odd cars that people aren't drifting. So I would like to do, keep it with trucks and SUVs, and do some supercars, maybe some race cars, just so we can stand out a little bit more and give you guys more choices when you guys go out and do drift lobbies too, so that way you guys aren't just drifting 240s and stuff if you guys are getting bored of them like I did. I do play other games. I do play Battlefield. I do play Rainbow Six Siege, but lately I've just been stuck on Forza again. So eventually I do plan on making more content around those games as well. But for now I'm gonna focus on Forza for a little bit while my flame is lit back for this game. I'm kind of into this game quite a bit now. Let me know what you guys think about my drift builds, what I can improve on. I'm always looking to improve. Like I said, I'm just starting. In the last week here, I've shot up about 12 subscribers, which is just mind-blowing to me. I didn't really think that my content would do all that well. I was just making videos because I was bored and I like making videos. For somebody just starting out who doesn't really have any subscribers at all, that's a huge number. I mean, I pretty much gained half my subscriber base in 1 week, which is amazing. So that's a lot of motivation for me. I'm going to keep putting out videos here. So if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below telling me what you guys think about people using SUVs and supercars in public lobbies. And also, if you guys want to see more content from me, please give me a subscribe. I'm going to be putting out content for the rest of January every other day, or every 2 days. That's my goal. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.